Hey guys, welcome to our new studio. And, we're Miles and Jared. This is the Photographic Collective podcast.
It is, we're back.
If you're listening in the audio.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
I'm sorry, guys.
Our hope, though, is that you are not just listening in the audio. Now, if you are, please don't stop. But we want you to watch this as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it's fun to, look at this. Look at that plant.
We got to see, there's a plant.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be in the frame.
It's a little dusty. It's not real. We wanted to jump in and first off, like Jared just said, sort of apologize for our silence lately. It's been a really busy summer.
It has, but you're going to hear all about it today.
Yeah, heck yeah. So we're gonna talk through what we've been up to and some of the things that we're looking forward to that are coming up and ways that that hopefully you can be maybe a part of those things with us and partner with us on new ideas and new adventures. I guess we're just gonna chat through our summer.
Yeah, just give you guys an update, kind of where we've been, what we've been doing, some stuff that's been like super awesome that we haven't really gotten to share, but we've been really passionate about it. So
I feel like every year we hit this spring and we've got so many ideas, and then wedding season starts.
Yes.
Like, what is that, mid-April?
Yeah, really kind of kicks off.
And from April until August, really, is
grinding.
It's a hustle. We love it. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this has probably been, I don't know what you'd say, you've been doing this with me for like 8 years or something. I think this is probably the most creative summer we've
I was even thinking of the word diverse. Like, it's been like the most diverse summer of stuff we've gotten to do, and I think it's kept us like really having to be creative in different ways. And so it's probably a good word to speak to, like diversifying as much as you can for stuff, especially for your like creative heart, because it really, I feel like it stretched us both in a really great way.
Yeah, well,
made us better.
I think it took me, and we're going to get to some of the commercial work we've been working on as well, but I think it took me a few years of hearing you sort of ask for more diversity. And like, I mean, the truth is that I really do love, like I love weddings. I really do, and they feed me, and they feed me in different ways, week after week after week. So our wedding season has been crazy, and we've traveled, we've done, I mean, think about the fact that like, even this summer still kind of included, not really, I guess that was like early spring, but like still included that trip to Cabo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about all the things we have done since Mexico.
Yeah, so it's been, gosh. Yeah, I mean, that's like so when we do our year recap at the end of the year, that'll be fun, because this really has been a great start to half of the year of just such cool stuff, so.
Well, I will say that I was chatting with my boys today. We'll get there in a little bit, but first day of school today, I was chatting with my boys on the way to school, and we were kind of reliving like our family summer. This is my favorite summer I've ever had, even as like a kid. This is the number one. Well, okay, from a work perspective, you just talked a little bit about it. Like the weddings were so special. We've had the coolest couples this year. I mean, think about
they've been fun.
Yeah, man. Like I think Ellen, coolest bride, Casey. Peyton, Cassandra.
Really
I mean, like
cool
just
places too.
Amazing, yeah. New venues we've never shot at. New venues locally that have opened us up a little bit. Like working at the Grand was really special.
That was
fun. Just new vendors and new friends. All of that was really cool. And then mix that in with. We'll tell them a little bit about what our plan was for the year with the 808 Ranch.
Yeah. Yeah, so those of you guys who have followed us with the 808 Ranch, we started this last year. I guess it was in September, right? About that time we kicked it off.
Was it that late? Yeah, okay.
It was something like that. So we're almost to a full year cycle on it, and that was kind of our plan, is to spend a whole year with them, seeing the different seasons of what the cattle ranching looked like and trying to tell their story. And so here we are. How many sessions did we do out there? Like 5?
I think we've been out there, I think I've been out there 6 times.
Okay. So 5 to 6 times where we've done kind of unique shoots out there on this ranch. And so here we are, about to end our cycle with the 808 Ranch. And I think it really lit a fire for us to be like, I really like this. I really like for one, I really like the photo video partnership that we kind of discovered together during that. And secondly, I really like partnering with family businesses.
Yeah.
That like, I think what we narrowed it down to was that like family businesses that are doing really, really cool stuff that nobody has ever heard about.
Yeah.
And they're a perfect example of that. And so I think that's why it was such a good fit. And wow, we're gonna walk away from that once we finish up the project this year, and just be like, that was a total win, and hopefully open doors for more partnerships like that.
I think to that point, like realizing that what we're probably most passionate about in the wedding world is telling stories. And it's launched us into all of these new things, this studio being one of them, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this ranch partnership was, I think, the first time both of us have had the opportunity to tell a story at scale over the course of a year.
Yeah.
You know, usually our stories
Super
are
cool.
8 to 10 hours long. And this one was like, how many times were we out there where we were like, you know what, now is not the time. Like, let's not force this.
wait for it, yeah.
Let's just wait. You know, it's going to snow. We'll wait. It's like the fall
Or
colors
saying the
are gonna
statement,
change.
we have time.
Yeah. and but I think one of the things that came through that, for me at least, that was so powerful was the fact that I started to realize that there are extreme limitations to the way we're able to tell stories when we're only telling them with photos. And man, I want to be a photographer for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But you had this opportunity to sort of like hear that and say like, maybe we should try and do videos.
It was so fun. Yeah, it was really cool to kind of do those side by side and let those be one product together, telling the same story in a different way. Just so fun.
Ben, I'm just picturing quickly the first sunrise that we were out there, and we're trying to figure this out a little bit. We just really no idea what we're doing. I've got like more bug spray on my shoes.
It was like 5 in the morning
oh
too,
my
like
gosh.
so early.
You guys that know us or don't know us intimately, I mean, like just look at it. Neither one of us grew up on ranches, right?
Man.
And so we're just really trying to figure this whole thing out. And we look up on this ridge line, and Chase, who's one of the cowboys, or is really the cowboy, is just playing with his rope.
Yep.
Right? He's just like fooling with his rope.
Uh-huh.
And there's like cows just sort of wandering across this ridge line. The sun is coming up. The clouds are like purple and orange and yellow. And I took a photo that, like, again, in my mind, I'm like, man, that is the shot. Like, that's the photo. And then I look over and you're doing video in that moment. And it was just cool. It was like full circle for me to be able to say, like, how neat is it that we didn't just catch that rope midair. Like, you caught the whole, it was just cool. I was like, man, we got it. Like, so neat. So
fun.
So I guess to that point, before we like keep talking, because we actually have done a few other projects that have been really cool.
Yep.
I want to talk about the vet. I want to talk about Keller Williams and all the stuff we're doing for the Dooley Group and how we got the studio. But if you guys listening, whether you're local in the Northwest Arkansas area, or honestly, we don't really care where you are. If you're interested in maybe hearing more about what that partnership with the ranch has looked like and what it would look like for us to spend a year documenting your business, I mean, we'd love to chat.
Yeah, let's talk.
We want another one of these.
Let's dream about it.
So,
yeah, so cool.
So anyway, but that does fast forward us a little bit into the project that you were able to connect with. Tell us about the vet.
I know, who would have thought?
We went from cattle to
we go from
cats.
cows to cats. Yeah, we ended up partnering
cats.
with a local business, family-owned veterinarian clinic that had 2 locations in Northwest Arkansas, and got to do another photo video project with them. And it was a much shorter project. It was just, we did it all in a week, and went in and tried to tell their story of what they did there, what it kind of looked like to take your pet there and what you could expect. So we got to break it down to their different areas, like their laboratory, their surgery, pharmacy, and that was kind of cool because we got to actually kind of direct more in those, because it was more of a commercial type feel and less of like organic. But it was kind of cool because we could envision what we wanted to see and kind of direct it, and they were just so awesome. And they went with the flow so well. But that was a really cool project. We've never done that before. We've never been around, animals like that, and told a story that was kind of wrapped around a veterinarian clinic. So it was fun though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot.
It was really special. I mean, from them using stuffed animals in the surgery, we're shooting, we're photographing like they're in surgery.
Yeah, we had to get a little scrappy.
Literally a stuffed animal underneath anyway, they're just, to watching a heart ultrasound of a dog that was like, he was like freaking out. He was like, "Get me out of here!"
But they really cared for that dog.
That was really cool. So a neat one there. You know what occurs to me? Like I don't know why we never talk about all this stuff. Like, so is this year 5 years we've done the Fujifilm Walmart shoot?
Yeah, I think I maybe have jumped in with you on the fourth one. So it's been a while.
I think it's 5 years now, but it might just be 4 years that we've shot the entire holiday catalog. This year was a little bit more than holiday, actually. We went a little bit further. But the entire print catalog for everything that Fujifilm sells in their printable materials at Walmart.
It's a lot.
I mean...
It was a lot.
Do you remember the number? Is it 50?
I don't know,
Is it 50 or 60 products? Something like that? So over the course of 4 days this year...
8 to 5.
We were on studio, we were in studio with a really cool stylist. Hope is fantastic. Hope, we love you.
Yeah. Woo.
And the Fujifilm team that are fantastic.
Yeah.
And this year we even had to bring in our friend Colby as a hand model.
Let's go. Really branched out.
And that was cool.
It was fun. Again, it's just like
project.
a breakaway from. It's like we have our like weekend wedding work, and then we have this midweek of like where we're shooting postcards, or whatever print products, and it just was a good like disconnect.
Fresh air.
Yeah,
fresh air.
Disconnecting just gave you perspective on the things that you love doing, and so much of that week, like we were taking pictures of things like hanging on the wall and products and stuff, but really that week is a lot about the people that we got to rub shoulders with, which is always fun, and we kind of look forward to that every year.
Yeah, I noticed, like, not to jump now back to weddings, but what I've noticed is after a year of really juggling our commercial work and weddings sort of side by side, I think that a lot of people in our industry don't realize the lesson maybe that I think we've learned this year, which is my attention to detail on the client services side has gotten so much better this year with our weddings.
Yeah.
Just the way we're loving on these clients and these couples, I think a lot of that is because in our commercial work, the expectation is really high, like getting back to people quickly and promptly, having solutions to problems that they might not have even thought about yet. It's been fun to take that now back into our weekends.
Yeah.
And I know I just blogged that wedding from last Saturday, yesterday, and a big part of that blog is us talking through how much more time we're spending these days in like the pre-production of a wedding, so that on the day of, you and I can just be more free to create and kind of be more released as artists. So we're sitting in a studio. Why are we sitting? Where are we sitting?
We're in Rogers, Arkansas, baby.
Yeah.
In the Pinnacle.
In the Pinnacle.
It's awesome. We're in a sweet, sweet spot.
You guys want to talk about a full circle moment? So right beneath us, like literally beneath our feet right now, there's a commercial project we worked on a few years ago for an agency. And we did a bunch of headshots for them and a bunch of stuff. And we ended up upstairs in this space that we're at right now. And both of us just said out loud, wouldn't this be the coolest studio space?
This would be the best. Here we are.
And here we are. So yeah, throughout the whole year,
wild.
we've kind of come alongside the Keller Williams Northwest Arkansas company, which is really cool. I think there's like 330 real estate agents or something like that.
Yeah.
And our buddy Mike Dooley and the Dooley Group, and just help them create a little bit more meaningful content for their companies. Not commercial, not heavy advertising, just like content about what they're up to and who they are and what they believe. And that's been really cool. And a part of that, our agreement with that was was getting us this really cool studio space. So we're so excited actually to be able to kind of premiere that today, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though it just looks like a gray backdrop, but to us, this is everything. Welcome. This is our gray backdrop.
This is our room. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, okay.
Super
Well, so
thankful.
I mentioned at the kind of the beginning that this is my favorite summer we've ever had. Full disclosure.
Yep.
Though the work has been really cool, I've spent more time with you this summer than I usually get to.
Uh-huh.
This has been my favorite summer, but genuinely more on a personal life level than
Tell us
anything
about
else. So I had the opportunity in June, just a wild blessing in June, to be able to take my family for several weeks to Italy. That was a big, you want to talk about a stretch for us. That's probably the longest we have ever gone without speaking.
Yeah, it was a long one.
I realize how ridiculous that sounds.
I kept texting, "Are you coming home? Are you coming home?"
And every time I would
And
text
he would
back,
respond,
I'd
be
be
like,
like,
"I don't think
sure.
so." Like, you're kidding, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hey, did I tell you, by the way, that for Father's Day, my parents gave me a plot of land in Italy?
No.
Seriously, I think I own something like 3 square meters of land
Did you get a little
in
certificate?
Tuscany.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm now an Italian landowner.
there you go.
Happy Father's Day to me.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's enough. It's probably not enough room for a tent, but if it was, I think legally I could fly to Italy and stay on my
I wonder
tent.
who your neighbors are.
It's a little weird. I'm wondering how that works. How do I get to my land?
I don't know.
Anyway, we went
It's like
to
owning a star.
Yeah, seriously. Thanks, Mom and Dad. They're gonna watch this, by the way. I actually thought it was really cool.
It is
so,
very cool.
We went to Italy for several weeks. We got to do all the cool stuff, man. Venice and Florence. My son got to hang out with a street artist in Florence and literally help him draw in front of the Duomo, which is
The pictures were cool, my friend.
so cool. And Rome and Capri and all the stuff. That was like family memories that I'm going to cherish forever.
Yeah.
But I think that was the theme of summer for me, was just memories. Like we played a lot of pickleball. We ran a lot of miles, a lot cross country. Junior high cross country is no joke. I'm sore right now.
Super dad.
So, and today, first day of junior high, I still crawled in the back seat and kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah,
and he
you
was
did.
like, I'm like, well, deal
Always
with it.
and forever.
It's either this or I'm getting out.
That's right.
So, dude, tell me about your summer with the girls and Adrian.
Yeah, it's been great. We've had a great summer. I've actually traveled a little bit as well. I actually got to lead worship for a student camp in Sarasota, Florida, this past month. So that was a ton of fun. Got to hang out with kids all week. I'm beginning to think I'm a little bit too old for it, but we'll see. So this is the 3rd year I've done it. It was a ton of fun. So got to spend time with some friends down there, students, and yeah, with the girls, it's been a cool rhythm. You know, we're back into our school. We homeschool our girls, so we've been back into that rhythm for a week now. But yeah, it was just a fun summer of just kind of like plugging into each other and taking time to not be like too busy.
Yeah.
And take advantage of that. But yeah, it was good, and it was fun to watch you guys enjoy the Italy trip, and I really feel like this beginning of the year or half of the year has been a year or half a year of making like intentional decisions. You know, even
Big
talking
moves.
about the wedding work and like client care and like spending time with our families and taking you know, just being very purposeful. And I think that really has been a huge part of the beginning of the year. And so you've helped me do that.
Dude, you know what occurs to me, like that you say that, I can't believe this wasn't on my list to talk about. I'm actually sort of shocked that I didn't think of this almost first. But you were down, you know, leading worship and hanging out with kids. Both of my boys in the same week at different camps.
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
Without
I forgot
us,
about
I mean, we knew, you know, obviously a lot of direction there as mom and dad, but like both boys accepted Christ in the same week.
It's a huge deal.
And
Life-changing.
absolutely life-changing, but so neat. And then cell group starts tonight for the big one, and just cool to see. Like, I think when we live intentionally, and we live intentionally in our businesses and in our friendships and in our marriages, you know, we just set out and like set clear goals, and man, to see this summer come together the way that it has. It hasn't been easy.
No, it's been a lot of work.
It has been. We have had to put in some hours this summer, but it's the first time. I don't know if you remember. It was the 2 weeks before we left for Italy. I was working.
Grinding.
Because I was trying to prepare to just really get out, but I was working like I was 24 again. You know, I was
hashtag self-employed. You know?
Yeah, seriously. So, well, man, what do you like going into fall, except for maybe a break in the heat? What is it like? What's something that you're really excited about?
Well, we got a couple cool weddings in the fall, cool trips that we'll be out of town for. That'll be a lot of fun. Fall, I mean, honestly, like, I know you can relate to this too, but just getting into a rhythm of school really does help. Like, even with the work week, it helps with some of that. But yeah, just excited about the doors that'll open up for even more of the storytelling stuff that we've done this half of the year. Because so much of that was really, you could say it was random, like how we ran into that stuff. But honestly, like, nothing's random, and we really do. I think for me and Miles, like being at peace with like work that comes in, really leaning on like God's going to take care of us, and so give Him the first fruits of everything, and He's going to take care of us, and He has. And not only has He taken care of us, but like He's given us really cool stuff to do and be a part of. And so I'm just anticipating, excited about the fall and all the work that we already have lined up, like with the wedding stuff. But like, what else is on the horizon, and being open to that, and what that might look like is pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to be able to just say, like, you know, we've got about half of our 2025 wedding season already booked.
Yep.
Which is a wild statement. And as soon as we finish this video, I've actually got 3 inquiries I've got to go reply to.
Perfect.
So help me remember that.
Okay, very good.
But on top of that, we have this really big gap this year, like the mid-December to honestly early April. That we don't really shoot a lot of weddings. That if you guys are in Arkansas or anywhere around Arkansas, February is not the time to get married. If you're getting married in February, call us. We'll do it. But like, it is unpredictable, and often it is bitter.
Let's go to Mexico instead.
Yeah, let's go. Ooh, okay. But we've got this sort of cool period of time that I'm really hoping that us just being intentional, even about videos like this, and saying like, hey, we have gaps. I think often there's this weird misconception now because we're very like brand forward. We're constantly talking about all of the cool things we're up to. I think there's often a misconception that like we just have no time. And I think often people also assume that we're just so expensive that it's like, oh, and man, I would challenge you guys, if you listen to this, to like check yourself on that, because there are projects that we just want to be a part of.
Yeah, you make time for what you want to do. And that's been our story with some of these projects.
It's been our story with our friendship.
Yeah.
Like, neither one of us, you've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I have 2. Neither one of us has time to sit in our studio quietly and just record videos like this. Like, the to-do list is daunting. Even the box over there in the corner is driving me crazy that we haven't gotten rid of that. So there's just stuff that needs to get done. But, well, man, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for years at this point of us doing this together. More than that, honestly, I'm eager for us to continue to kind of like refine what this looks like so that we can do this for more years.
Yeah.
I want to get old and hang out with you.
Let's go.
We're going to be those guys. You want to?
We'll be those guys still wearing our skinny jeans and being like in our late 60s.
Rocking the dance floor.
Let's
still,
go,
not
man.
you, but me.
Maybe.
You dance a little bit.
I don't know.
You usually dance at weird times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
When I
really
get a
quick,
feeling.
tell them about the Shoot the Veil thing.
Oh my gosh. Guys. I mean, that's one of the more exciting things coming up. We're headed to Memphis next week.
Not this coming weekend, next weekend.
To meet up with Shoot the Veil, and there's some cool stuff on the horizon that I hope shapes shapes a lot of our future.
I do too.
with some tutorial stuff and like video work and just education. So
Man, the industry at large, all the photo educators at large that are friends of mine will tell you, like, don't ever join a platform. You always do it for yourself. And guys, if we have learned anything from PHOTOCO and just trying to manage a community and build a platform and release educational things and this podcast and it's like, this is a full-time job.
Yeah,
and
it takes a lot.
Meeting with Sam and Donnie from Shoot the Veil was just a really cool kind of a reprieve into having two guys that have a big vision.
Yeah.
And so regardless of whether or not this is like a long-term strategy for us or not, we're committed to doing a couple of projects with them.
Yeah.
One of which is coming up is really, really cool. We're doing a posing
workshop.
like a posing workshop, kind of virtual workshop on breaking pose and how Jared and I handle posing our clients, which is it's definitely unique to the industry. I think this is gonna be really cool. And then this last weekend, they followed us
on the whole wedding day.
Yeah, for 10
Behind
hours.
the scenes. It was pretty cool. It was really cool.
And they'll be releasing whenever I can't imagine how much footage they have to get through, but they'll be releasing a behind the scenes on an entire wedding day with us. And
clipping out all the gold nuggets that I had to say through the day.
Clipping out all of the things that I shouldn't have said.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
I spent more time looking at Sam and saying, you can't use that in the audio.
It was so fun though.
Yeah.
So grateful for them.
So, and I guess lastly, you guys, whether you're on YouTube or on a podcast platform, if you guys see this kind of cut down into a reel format, however you end up kind of digesting this, understand that like you guys, you're not followers to us. This isn't content that we're creating. Those are really kind of bad words, I guess, from a brand perspective to us.
Yeah.
We don't want to just be content creators, and we don't want numbers that don't mean anything to anybody. So if this stuff hits you, if it like resonates, and even if you're like, man, they seem like cool guys, we want to get to know y'all.
Yeah.
So do the whole like and subscribe and all the stuff. Feel free, go for that. But more than that, please,
reach out.
More than that, yeah, drop us a DM and say like, hey, you guys should do a video about this, or my family owns a I don't know, housekeeping business and we want a video. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
We want to come alongside the people that see these things, and we just want to build relationships with y'all. So
relationship, that's a good word.
there it is. So, okay, I think this is probably the closest thing we've had to a podcast in about 6 months.
Whew.
It's been deep.
This is like our first video one, really.
Video cast? What is that called technically?
I don't know. Video cast. I don't know. But I mean, so we did it.
What's a webinar that's not web? It's an NR. Thank you for joining our NR. Okay, bye.
So good. Hope that all was in focus.
How awesome would it be if it was?
I mean, I think it's automatic, so.
I love that you still caught that in there. That should be the real audio right there. Just get to the very end of the reel and just say, hope that all was in focus.